And just before closing, a reminder. It so happens that every year, the day before Ramadan is established, that the people are hasty, that the people don't have any restraint. And Ramadan is the month of restraint. And so they begin their month with passionate emotionalism, unrestrained. And they find any report of a moon sighting by any news agency, and they spread it and they say Saudi Arabia or the Muslim countries have seen the moon. And what it is, you have to understand, dear brothers and sisters, why it's blameworthy. The governments have systems set up to verify any claimed sighting of the moon. And sometimes it is just a small group of people who have claimed to see the moon. And it needs investigated and verified. And our leaders are the ones responsible for that. And it could be the case that people are overly ambitious to see the moon, but they're not reliable people, and they are alone in reporting the moon, and therefore their report is rejected. That is the job of the court system, to go through those reports and verify them. That is very important. So we have to understand what we're dealing with. What do the news agencies do? News agencies, even in the Muslim lands, they love to say, you heard it here first. We are the source of your news before the other news agencies. So they are in contact with the places where the moon is sighted, the stations that are set up for people to gather and look for the moon. And when they hear a moon sighting is being sent to the government, it's being reported to the court. And that process of verification may take anywhere from as little as an hour to the better part of a day. And verification and authentication of that moon sighting is extremely important. Yet the news agency will say, the moon's been sighted, and they wish to be the first to report it. So they put it in their newspapers, and they publish it online, and they tweet about it. And then you find the people going right behind them. The moon has been sighted in Saudi Arabia. Where are the rulers of the Muslims? They're verifying. And where are the people who are supposed to be Ahlus Sunnah behind their rulers? Out talking and spreading news of the month of Ramadan has started. So now the leaders are led by the common people. They're no longer leaders in front of the people, because all of the people have rushed up in front of them to spread the news without the process of verification that the leaders are involved with. So sometimes it looks like the leaders are slow, and they are the last to report the moon sighting. Every news agency reports the moon has been sighted. And then you find the government issues the official verdict of the moon being sighted, and it's established. Yes, it takes a process, and there's a reason for those steps in that process. And you, as an everyday Muslim, you have to understand that that process is there for a reason, and you have to have ihsan al-dhan. You have to have good thoughts about the leaders of the Muslims and allow them to lead. They are called leaders. Allow them their right to lead the ummah and to be the ones that first announce the moon sighting, and refrain from spreading news agencies competing with one another to hurry and rush and spread news of the moon sighting. And I ask you that you consider this very carefully and restrain yourself, and only pass on what you see from reliable students of knowledge who convey from official government sources that the moon has been sighted, and be on guard against those who will just find any news agency tweeting and retweet and follow behind it and announce. Watch out for this sloppy, careless methodology that does not resemble the methodology and the approach of a student of knowledge. For his methodology is in ja'akum fasiqun binaba'in fatabayyanu. When a person who's disobedient comes to you with some news, then verify it. Allah Ta'ala orders us with that in Surah Al-Hujurat. So let us not be negligent. Yet another year like this. Let us practice restraint, and follow our leaders. Stay behind them. Let them lead the way. Let them make the announcement. And then we follow that and support that and spread that once it comes from them. Barakallahu feekum. Wallahu a'lam. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.